Okay, so yesterday we have seen the string. So we've seen what is a string. The string is basically a group of character str in the string, and we have done the many functions like length, right? So length is their character at upper, lower case, start with, ends with, equal, ignore case. Okay, so many things we have done with the strings. Now the concept that I want to tell you, there is one lines always said about in Java related to string. That is, a string is immutable. Okay, string is immutable. So what do you mean by the immutables? Immute. So what do you mean by the immutables? Unchanged. So you can't change the value of a string. This is a property or feature of string. Okay. So that means a string says if some variable is holding some value, suppose s1 is holding something hello is a world, and if you try to change this value like s1 dot con, it's not gonna change content. Okay. If you try to print the value of s1, still getting the hello. Okay. So then how to change that things? If you want to make a change in the string value, so we need some concept, because just by concat function we can't change the value. But if you assign this into other variable, like consider as an s2 variables, so then that is a possible, because st is a totally a new variable, right? You can store that thing into that variable. So this is okay, because s1 and s2 are totally a different variable, right? So that we want to prove this line, the string is unchanged, though you try to change that value, but it will remains unchanged. So let's check how it work. Let me open something and go into our project. The project name is school. Is our string topic. Let's create a simple string. I will right click here, then new um, class. I'll keep it the main class. So let me give the string immutables main class. Fine. Let's understand it practically. It's quite simple, but it's very important to understand the string property. So let's have a string string, string suppose s1. Let's consider as in hello. So this is string, and if you try to change this value s1 is equal to s1 dot concat, because concat is a function where we can add something. So s1, sorry, concat, I want to make it as concat. So let's set world, hello world, world. But if you check the variable of s in general, by seeing this program, we can easily say that s1 value should be hello world. Okay, but it is exactly written only hello. See, now it will returns hello, right? Because you are trying to change the s1 variable, which is not possible. Because once you assign some value to that particular string object, so that will be remain same. We want to change this value, either you can directly print this thing in here, or you can use some other variable other variables. Like either you can do like this, s1 is equal to s1 plus, sorry, s1 dot concat. Uh, yeah, we can take other variable as well. But what I'm trying to explain, because there is a one more concept exists in the string related, that is called a string stack. There is one stack exists, full stack, string pool constants, it says that. So we'll also study the what is of string pool constant concept. Okay. Now just try to understand what we are trying to do. We are taking one variable in S1. So we are directly changing to the S1. So it remains S1 is unchanged. But now what we are doing, we are assigning a value to the S1, S1 dot concat world. Now these are the two different things. Remember that. Now if you try to print the S1 value, it will change. Okay. So let me print it first and then I'll define the diagrammatically so that you can understood what exactly happening here. So there are two different things you're observing. Though we are using a single variable only, but still the problem is the first one is unchanged and second one is changing. So what exactly happening here? So remember this, I will explain this thing as a with the programmatically or even you can say that diagrammatically. See, there is a concept called the string pool constants. String pool constants. Constant. C-O-N-S-T-N-T. Constants. Okay. So what exactly this concept is? Constant. C-O-N-S-T-A-N-T. String full. S-T-A-S-T-A-N-T. String full constant. So whenever you are defining a value, there is one stack is getting created. Okay. So means when you are defining some variable, let's say that in S1 here, S1 you are defining a string objects and which holding a value as suppose hello. Let's consider as in hello. Okay. So that means in the memory this is get created. So now S1 is pointing to this value, it having hello. And later on what you are trying, we are trying to S1 dot concat something, right? So we are what we are doing, we are here adding some extra words. But while printing, what we are printing, we are printing S1. Assume that system.out.println S1. But S1 is pointing to which data? The hello only. So this won't affect to that S1. But as soon as when you are declaring this variable again like this, so S1 is equal to S1 dot concat. In that case, what happened? There is a one more memory is get created. Okay. And that memory hold other words. So now there is one more memory is get created for this. Hello world. So that means that the tagline of string is an immutable or unchanged remains same. Then how can we really verify whether it is assigning a second variables or second memory, whether it is creating or not? Very simple in a way we can conclude that by comparing this both the variable you come to know that both are the different variable. And even though this concept also define that if I define some other variables, assume that that variable name is you can say that z1, just assume if z1 is also holding the same word as a hello, then z1 is also pointing to this memory only. It is not creating the other memory. So we are, though we are finding some, you can say that a drawback of string, that is an immutable, unchanging, but it also have features. There are two, three different variable. If try to hold the same data, then it will not going to create the other memory for it. It will point to the same memory. You can create any kind of variable here. So let's say that there is an a variable and which is also holding the hello. Then a is still pointing to that same memory. This also we have an advantage of related to string. Okay. This concept is known as string pull constants. Firstly, it is not allowed to change the value. Though you are trying to change by doing like this, it will creating a separate memory for that. Until and unless you are using the same data, so it pointing to the same memory. Okay. So let's cross verify it's whether these things are really works or not. So now, if I try to compare if S1 equal to S2, S1 equal to S1, maybe it will, I can use a different variable as well, but let's say try to compare. So I'll use the same memory. Okay. Else, will let's say that different memory. So let's me add here ERR. Let's try to check what happened here. Let's run this. So it's now basically what happening. Both the same variable is going to assign. Let's me quickly change this to the string. I'll make it as an S2. Fine. So let's check whether the S2 and S2 are using the same memory or not. Now if you run this value, she'll come to know. So what answer we are getting? So they are both are the difference because S1 is in hello and S2 is hello world. So that's why both are pointing to the different method. So now let's one more things as we discuss. If I take a string, suppose Z1, it is also holding the same value. Though we are defining here two different variable with the same value, but if you try to check whether Z1 is creating a different memory or it is using the same memory, we'll find that it is pointing to the same memory, right? As we discussed. So it is not creating other memory. So understand the fundamental of string. The string is not only like just store the group of characters and get the outputs. It have a lot of things because in Java, in 90% data we are accepting in the form of string. And from the strings, we are converting the things as we wanted. That is why the understanding the string concept is very important. Right? So this is a way you got this concept, string pool constants, and the string is immutables. You can't change the value. You are using the same variable again and again. So it's keep printing to the things. If you want to two different variable, let's like use this. Okay. So then it will create a separate memory for that, and then that variable is get printed. Or else, if you try to print the same value with different variable, then also it pointing to the same memory points. Okay. Remember this thing. Understood? Okay. So now the things come how we can make a string immutable or like immutable, unimmutables. Means, is there any way that we can change the value of string directly? So there is a way. There are two classes are there: string builder and string buffer. Okay. So both are the way to making the string changes. If you want to make the change in the original string, then use this class. So that is the nothing but string buffer and string builder. So let me take that example. The string buffer is an older version, string builder is a newer version. So depending on your need, you can use strbfr bldr. Also I'm taking main class. So let's assume I have one string here, str and strings. Again, I will take hello also, hello, hello. Okay, I want to make a changes in the string. So by making direct changes to the S1, it is not going to allowed because it is not going to change the string. Do we are trying to change S1. But there is a something like called a string builder, str and string builder. See, there are two options you find either string buffer or builder. Buffer is the older version, use the newer version. String builder, BL is equal to new string builder. Right? Pass the S1 object here. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to change the S1 value, which is directly not possible because it is an immutable. But you make that string variable into the string builder object. So now this builder object have a function called append. So BL I think not B1. BL dot append function is this. And let me add something hello world WRLD. Okay. Now if you try to print two different variable together, let's say if you are trying to print S1, it is still hello world. But if you print the BL object, so what output you will get? You will get hello world. See, got it? So can keep on appending hello world. It will keep on changing, right? If you want to append something more, hello world, new data. Yes. Okay. So you're getting the things. These are the things which is pending in the strings. We'll do one more logical program. But what the concept is, a string is not all about just by defining this string like that we are defined yesterday. Okay, the string is not about only these functions. It is a lot more. What is a lot more? We can do a lot of things with the string that we have studied done. That we need a conversion, then making use of that string function to get the required outputs. That kind of things also we are doing. And the more important, string is in immutables. Once you define the string objects, it will remain unchanged until and unless you are using the same variable. What we needed then we need to define different variable, assign that first variable to the other variables. Okay, so then only it is pointing to do different memory. Otherwise, using the same memory again and again, it's still keeping pointing to the same memory points. Okay. So then there are two functions, two classes, string buffer and the string builder. With the help of string builder or buffer, we can make string unimmutables. We can make the changes with the string. Simply pass the string object to the builder, and there is an append function. With the help of append function, we can make the changes in the string directly to that particular object. Got it? So these are the string things, okay, which are all related to the string concepts that we have done. Fine. Let solve one simple problems. So that some logical programs. I just wanted to check how you're gonna solve this. You got it, the string full constants and immutable, string buffer. Fine. Okay, let's do one simple program related to the strings. I will just create one more class and say that the string task, I will assign name for the string task. TTSK. So you can answer the questions like how we can do. So let's assume that I have one group of strings. So let's assume that strng string. I have one string s is equal to a b c d a b c d a. So now the question is, I want to find the occurrence of a in a given string. How many times a occur in the given string? So what comes into your mind to solve these problems? We want to find how many times a occur in a given string. So how are you going to solve? Huh? Okay, we'll take the for loops. Let's say that we'll take a for loop for, let's say, integer I equal to start with 0, then I less than up to what? Not only s, na, it s will be considered entire string. We need a length, na. So use the length function. We have a length function. So repeat this loop until what? The length will be get, then I plus plus. So what if I want to print a single characters? Which function should I use? If I use directly yes, then what will happen here? This entire string will be repeated again and again. Right? So this is not a only a way. This is not a proper way to solve the occurrence of characters. Then what should I use to print a single character? Yesterday we have done these functions. Which function should I use so that I can get the single characters? Find among this which function who print the characters that particular index. See the list of functions. Which function print the characters? See the list now. Which function print the characters? And read the function, all the list we have in front of screen. No? How the character at will be the thing. No? So character at that particular index will bring the characters. So simply what we are going to do, char at functions. And what index should I pass? I. Because I at 0, then it will become 1, 2, 3, 4 until what? Until the length of the string. Now if I run this file, all the characters, oh, just wait, let me save this function first. Right click, run as Java application. You got the all the characters? So remember, the function is not only about to get a single answer. To solve this kind of function, we have to decide which function is suitable. Right? So this is a way. But still the half is the program is completed. Now we have to compare the given string of the user, like an if. So I will use this. If yes dat s dot char at is equal to which character you want to find? A. Whenever this character is a match, I want to increase one counter. So I'll take one counter here that is initialized with 0. Whenever there is a match occurs, I will increment by once. CNT plus plus, sorry. CNT plus plus means that CNT is equal to CNT plus 1. This is a shorthand assignment which is acceptable in Java but not Python. Right? Simple things. And after for loops, we can simply print A occurs count equal to which variable you are using? int. If you run this program, now it will come to know. Okay, how many times a occurs? 5 times. Got it? This is a way of printing the occurrence of strings. Simple. So remember that we have done the string function. I will share you all the programs. The string is not all about just by defining a name or some address or group of characters. It have a lot of features. Like remember all the function based on our need, we can make a use of that functions. Length function, character add function, index of functions, and all the things, substrings. Yesterday we have made a use of substring to solve these problems. So depending on situation, we have to find which thing is suitable now, and accordingly you can take a decision, use that. So we have done all the string function, all possible string functions. Then we have solved the true functions, substrings, and the character adds. Right? Hmm. Okay. Then string is immutables that we have seen the practically also. Remember the concept of string full constants. What do you mean by this? If you are using though you are using a different variable, but you are using the same data and it's still pointing to the same memory. And we are not just theoretically defined. Also, we have proven with the practical example as well. Right? So this is very important. And though if the concept say that the string is unchanged, then how we can make a change in the string? By using a true functions. Either you can use a string buffer or string builder. Both are the same. String buffer is older and this is a newer one. So we made a use of string builder function. With the help of this function, we can change the original string. Like there is a function called append. Got it? Sweet and the simple things.